Forever Dog.
Hello, Forever Dog listeners. I'm Allison Raskin.
And I'm Gabby Dunn.
And we host the podcast Just Between Us, which is available right here, right now on Forever Dog.
Just Between Us is a variety show that features listener questions, in-depth interviews, and topical topics.
We also play a game show called Hypotheticals. I could try to explain it to you, but the rules keep changing. I make the rules.
And I always lose. We're also joined each week by incredible guests, including disability activist Alice Wong, Planned Parenthood's Alexis McGill-Johnson, best-selling author and therapist Lori Gottlieb, and primatologist Kate Gilmore.
New episodes of Just Between Us drop every Wednesday. So while you're listening to this podcast, search for Just Between Us with Allison Raskin and Gabby Dunn. Hit that subscribe button and check us out.
Please.
Please.
Just Between Us.
This may come as a surprise, but my family is ready to get out of the house. So I did a search on the Vrbo app. They've got vacation homes anywhere your family wants to go. We found the perfect beach house that was just a drive away. It has an outdoor kitchen, a pool, and a game room for the kids, so we can really unwind and relax. Check out the Vrbo app for whatever kind of vacation your family needs. That's Vrbo, VRBO.com. Your together awaits.
Forever Dog.
Welcome to an all-new Midnight Snack, everyone. It's me, your friend, fellow blockhead, Michelle Collins. It really is looking very blocky. It's like Block Ness Monster. Look at that. It's blocky. And Block Ness Monster. And I didn't put eyeliner on today, but I did everything else normal.
Yeah.
I think it looks okay.
It looks great.
Oh, it's just, I you know what? I'm going to be kind to myself because we're in a pandemic and I don't want to do this. I don't want to pull a Lizzo where one day I'm like, I feel hot, I feel great. And the next day I'm like, I'm a big steaming pile of diarrhea.
Wait, is that what she did?
Yeah, direct quote.
Really?
Direct quote.
Ooh.
No, but she's been Lizzo. And by the way, that's of course Dan Acton. It's Midnight Snack. Hi, everybody. No, Lizzo, God bless, you know, she inspires a lot of people, but she lately has been going through something that I've been following quite closely only because it just makes me laugh. Like, for example, I feel like bloated today. Like I just feel fat faced today and it's okay. I think since I got back from my trip, I haven't really moved. And so I'm eating more and I have nothing to live for. Just kidding. So I'm like, oh, no, but do you know what I mean? I'm just like, I have no motivators here.
Right,
so I'm just like, ugh, you know, whatever. Yeah. And I watched Lizzo and Lizzo's like, I guess when I'm feeling, you know, unattractive, right? I don't then as a result bend over and take a picture of like the inside of my ass cheeks and post them on Instagram and go, God, you guys feeling good today? I'm not feeling good today. And that's like the caption. It's just not what I do.
I have to find this. Is this real? Like, is this real?
This was not her caption to this particular picture. I'll pull it up because it really did make me laugh. But no, she's been, even Lizzo, even our Queen Lizzo has been going through it. This picture. I mean, and I'm scrolling. I actually don't follow her. Like, I think this is the picture she posted. Dan.
It's great.
And it's, you know what?
Yeah,
good.
Yeah.
Well, you can't say anything else.
Oh, well, I'm not going to.
Well, I really would not like you not to. Interestingly enough. I would prefer you don't say anything about it. Okay. Why do I look so orthodox? What has changed? Why is my hair so wiggy these days? What is wrong with me, Dan?
I think it's something in the air. I just took off my like flannel shirt because I felt like a little sausage just to.
I'm feeling in this top. I have to, before Ryan O'Connell gets here, I'm going to change my shirt. I think I'm not feeling this top. I'm just not.
I think it's great.
That's all there is to it. I also decided to pop a lip zit, which limp lip zit, and I. Hey Trace, can you edit this entire opening segment out? Thank you.
I want to see your like list of topics for this, like first.
Hey, Trace, wait, let me get my list of topics out. It's like a duty stained piece of toilet paper. I'm like, I'm right on schedule, actually. And the stain is me, for the record. No, you know, I don't know. I'm fine. I'm doing well. I did test negative for COVID, and so that feels very nice. I'm good. Corona and PABA free, and I feel good about it because I was worried that I was bringing, you know, the UK strain in. I'm sure you know a little bit about that.
Right.
So that makes me feel, should I go red? Maybe I should dye my hair red. That would look psychotic. If I showed up like Kathy Griffin Ginger next week, you would put me in a 5150 hold. You'd be like, Mish has legitimately lost her fucking mind. I don't know, Dan. Why are we feeling this way? If we're feeling this way and Lizzo, who is the queen of not giving a fuck and like feeling beautiful and body positivity, then what hope is there for us?
I don't know. Like, I let my hair grow sort of the first year of pandemic, and for the second year I might shave it, I think.
Ooh, you look good with the shave. I love a man with a shaved head. You know me.
I know. I think like everybody else will be doing the opposite, but I'll be like the hot one this time. Like, I think it'll be good.
No, I like that. Maybe that's what I should do. I should go full V for Vendetta. Shave my head.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
I'm going to shave my tits and then shave my head. I'm going to have bald. Dan, are you there? Dan, come back. Dan, come back. We're going to talk about Armie Hammer. What is there to talk about? Now, I should warn everyone, we are recording this podcast a week basically before its release, which kind of does, like, I feel like by next Tuesday, there could be a literal overthrow of the government and we wouldn't know.
Yeah.
So I'm only saying that to people so that they understand if we're not covering, if I'm talking about like Lilo and Samantha Ronson, it's because we're recording this a bit beforehand. And I know Dan has some hot Samron goss he's going to come up with. But Dan, talk to me first and foremost. How are you? You look great.
Oh, thank you.
What's new?
I'm good. Like, it's like you say, it's only been a couple days, but
I know.
It's been a pretty good week. Thank you. Showing me the
before I remove it from my phone. Yeah, go on.
I was going to talk to you about, like, I did watch an interesting movie this week that...
Can I guess? March of the Penguins.
No.
Let me guess. Please let me guess. Will I have heard of it?
Because I texted you about it.
I know what movie you texted me about. Okay, tell people what it is, and I have questions. Go.
It's called Another Round. It's from, like, Norway or something like that, but it's about...
Can I say who directed it?
Yes.
Thomas Vinterberg, who, if I'm not mistaken, directed one of my favorite movies. Watch, I am such a cinephile, and I'm going to get this wrong. He definitely did, though. He directed one of my favorite movies called The Celebration, or Festin. Which was from 1998, and that was Almost Positive Dog Me 95, which is a... why are you laughing at me?
Baby.
It's Cat Me 95, and it's just people... Cat Me 95 is just people looking their absolute worst. It's a movie totally normal, but there's just no hair and makeup people. Yeah. That's Cat Me. Dog Me is, I have to assume there's also no hair and makeup. It's like the most authentic, mode of filmmaking where you're not allowed to, if you shoot at a location, every prop at that location has to be there. You're not allowed to bring anything in. There's like a whole manifesto with all these rules. I used to be very into film, as you know, Dan, in the 90s when I was like young. Yeah. And now I'm like, now I'll watch 25 minutes of Mulan and then I'll go right back to those Antiques Roadshow recaps because I'm just done. But anyway, take it away. So go on. It's called
Another Round, and it's about these friends who are in a midlife crisis and bored at work. They're like high school teachers, a couple of them.
Are their names Dan and Michelle?
Yeah, they're Dan and Michelle. That's why I was so interested. That's the only.
That's so.
That's the only
funny
way I watch a movie these days, as if it's literally about me.
Go on.
And one of them reads an article or something that says like that humans have a naturally low alcohol level. And so to operate optimally and have a healthy relationship and a healthy life, you need to operate at a 0.5% blood alcohol level.
0.5 or 0.05?
0.05.
Okay. 0.5 is different.
Yeah, that's
go
a
on.
little different. And so they decide to test it out. And there are these rules where like you always have to maintain 0.05, but then you stop drinking at 8 every night.
Oh, I see.
And,
so there's like recovery time.
Yeah, so you don't wake up hungover and anything else. And for at least the first part of the movie, it really improves everybody's lives. and they're much better at like, they're much more available to in their relationships, and like they're much nicer to their students or thinking of these creative ways to teach them. And I was thinking about it. I haven't done it.
And how did it end?
Well,
I'm sorry, you can't give our listeners for some movie that literally nobody is going to watch. It's not like people are going. Just tell me how it ends.
Okay, so...
Does someone get into a drunk driving accident? That's where my mind immediately goes. Okay.
The ending to me is kind of dumb. Like, in the last third, they decide, like, oh, if this is, like, good because everybody's loving their lives, more might be better, which is obviously a stupid idea.
This is us in the pandemic. Yeah.
So then they start pouring, like, Sazeracs, which, like, once you start pouring a Sazerac cocktail, it's like, it's over.
I've never had it.
It's a New Orleans thing with, like, absinthe.
No, thanks.
Yeah.
Not for me.
Yeah, exactly. No. And so things go downhill from there, and like they one.
Did you like the movie?
Yeah, I liked it.
Because I'll be honest, the recap needed some spice. I'm waiting for the big reveal. I thought you were going to open up. I thought you were bringing this up so that you're like, I thought there was going to be a question. Now, Michelle, would you blah blah blah? I'm waiting. What is it?
Would you take part in this experiment?
I am taking part in it. That's the whole point.
Okay.
Hello. I bought a bottle of wine at my market, right? Which is bad. And you know what I'm doing the second this podcast is over? Marching my big white ass back in there. I know the guy. Obviously, it's like my local place.
Yeah.
I always go there. Yeah. I'll be very nice. Of course, we're friendly.
Great.
And I'm going to say, hey, I posed this question on my radio show where I was like, should I take it back? Because it just seems... You know, I'm weird about sending food back, like, and drink. It's funny because in a restaurant, it wouldn't even be a question. If it was bad, I would 100% say something. Right. But I also bought Mandarin Oranges from the market. I'm not going to take those back, though, because I had to pick my battles here. And they were like $5 for like 5. Expensive. Yeah. And they were bad. They were like too loose, you know, when the skin is like, when the thing inside has shriveled too much. And I couldn't eat them. And I'm like, well, I'd rather lose my 5 and get the wine. But now that I'm seeing myself in the Zoom, I'm like, well, I look like, you know, I always call myself the Mad Max smoking ladies, and nothing's changed. That's what I'm looking like right now.
How much of the wine bottle did you drink?
I poured a glass.
Oh, okay.
And I did not pour the glass back in. You know what I mean? I left it.
Right.
I told the story once.
Cork right back in with the foil.
No, I told the story once about when we had relatives over in Miami Beach when I was really little. And I know I've told this before, but this woman comes in, some long distant cousin. For some reason, my DNA, and I don't know why this is. I mean, God bless my family, but just like every cousin's fucked up. Like, I hope none of them listen to this. I don't think they do. And I'm not talking people like distant cousins. I'm talking the people who my family like directly communicates with.
Right.
We have no normal family, but maybe that's everybody. Maybe everyone's family's fucked up. And like the people that I know are like the normal or smart ones from the family, you know? But in the meantime, we had this old woman, long dead, I'm sure, come into my parents' flat, just kidding, apartment. Can you imagine? And come in. And do you know what she did? No, I'm joking. My mother poured her a glass of orange juice from the Tropicana carton. Yeah. She sat down, had 4 or 5 sips. When she got up to leave, she picked the glass up, poured the remainder of it back in the carton.
What?
You could see my mother's body. You could see my mother, Looney Tunes style, the souls fly up into heaven. We'll bring it up to I actually should call, can I actually call my mom? Yeah. Let's call Judy for a minute, because I want my mom retelling the story. I think will make for good. We haven't talked to my mom on the podcast really in a long time. Let's see if she picks up. Look at my lip pimple. I fucked with it. Such an idiot. Never should have touched it. Oh, brother, and the stupid shirt that I have on. Listener, not much I can say. She better pick up. What else is she doing? She's home. I'll kill her. Can you? Oh, she texted just now. She wrote, I'm on the loo. How ETA call you in 2 minutes. Okay. All right. So in 2 minutes, oh brother, I'm not telling her why she's calling. She's literally gonna shit laughing. She'll have to run back to the loo. I'm on the loo. What an idiot. Yesterday she texted me something about TikTok, but her phone kept correcting it to TikTok. And when I tell you that I was it did talk to took, like I took something somewhere. But when you read it was TikTok, tears were cannonballing out of my eye sockets. I was dying laughing. But anyway, what other fodder is there? I mean, I watched some of the impeachment things. I found it mesmerizing in a way. It was almost meditative. Just to see these people who have dedicated their lives to either helping people or ruining people. Look, you're either on one side, you're on either side of history. You've either dedicated your life to making sure that your constituents are absolutely fucking miserable and have like no freedoms at all, you know, except the freedom to like raise as many kids as you want and like own a gun. And then the other people who are like, I'd like to feed my constituents and maybe give them a meal. It was interesting. I feel like by the time this comes out next Tuesday, so much will have changed.
I know.
This is genuinely, talking about politics is almost deadly. Hey, Midnight Snackers, are you looking for a great new podcast to check out? Well, I have one, Talking It Out. It's a new podcast from Wondery that's hosted by Bachelor alums Mike Johnson and Brian Abasolo. Mike and Brian will talk about love and relationships, and as former Bachelor contestants, they're kind of experts. But they'll also dive into the ins and outs of dating, marriage, family, career, and self-care. They'll have real conversations with actual experts, celebrities, and of course, your favorite Bachelor stars. And nothing is off limits because, as you hear everywhere, if you're comfortable, you're not growing. So Brian and Mike are up to the task of making us talk it out. Talking It Out is available now on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. You can start your free trial of Wondery Plus in the Wondery app to listen ad-free. Are we in the mood maybe for a hint of advice?
Oh, yeah.
It's been a minute since Dan and I have done advice. Here's a good one. How do I deal with a jealous friend? I'm like, dear... Ask Amy. My name is Michelle. I have a friend named Dan. Joking. I met one of my closest friends in college. You know, this is a good question, especially because we have a lot of artists who listen to this podcast. And I think, haven't we all had a jealous friend?
Yes.
And by the way, haven't I been jealous of a friend? I'm thinking, like, I think we've all been there a little bit. I can't think recently. I'm professional friends, maybe. Personal friends, I genuinely can't think of a time I've been jealous. Maybe if they've been, you know, fallen in love, or I'm thinking, but even then I can't.
No, I see it more as like motivation. Like I could do that too. I don't know.
That's how I look at it. But I will say professionally, certainly here and there. And I've had friends, you know, who it's always that funny line too, where like, if you don't get along with someone and then you say like, she or he's jealous. It's like, are you fucked up? Like, why would you immediately jump to that conclusion? Right. But I think you can sniff it out sometimes when someone, it just isn't acting in your best interests. You can tell.
Yeah, sure.
That's just, I feel like I've gotten better, not good, but better at reading negative energy off of someone and just knowing when they're actually being shitty. And I think in my 39th year of breathing, I've learned to cut him out of my life. Now, here's the question. My mom called. I denied the call. I met one of my closest friends in college, and she's a great person most of the time. The one thing that really bothers me is that she's jealous of people in our field who are successful. Okay, so far...
Okay.
This is normal.
Yeah.
Anytime someone we know or a random person that has a similar age to us is successful, she gets jealous. By the way, this question is already dumb. She'll say things like, why isn't that me? Or just, ugh. This is literally about me. It's making me more and more annoyed as time goes on, and I notice it more. Of course, I also worry that she'll direct it at me. I thought this was going to be a jealous friend of you. This is everyone has jealous friends. Everybody's jealous at all times. What are we talking about here? She says, I've been hesitant to tell her when I get job interviews. This is interesting, or offers, because I don't know if she's honest in her congratulations. What do I do? Let me say that I had a friend many years ago. We're still acquainted, but not good friends, who, when I got a job, and I won't obviously give any details out, her response could not have been cuntier. And she was like, well, how much are they paying you? This was like many, many years ago. She asked how much I was getting paid. And then when I said, to be fair, I also was very insecure at the time and still am. Remember how the show started? But I'm in a much better place these days. And I think I said something like, oh, I think I've gained weight. And she went, yeah, you really look like you have.
What?
And I was like, oh, that really, same night. So I was like, okay, something's up. I mean, Dan, have you dealt with friends like this?
I'm actually very like averse to confrontation. And so
that's why we get along.
Yeah, I think so. So if I'm doing better than somebody and I know they're kind of like that, I will go out of my way to like not say it to their face and let them find out another way.
I think that's almost the kinder thing to do, because there is a line of bragging. Yeah. Almost, you know, there's a line, and especially if you know that someone's in a bad place as a friend, you don't want to be like, you know, I feel like I'm very careful with this. Like if something good happens to me and a friend of mine is in like dire straits in a similar situation, I just don't tell them. Or if I tell them, it's very like dipping like the tiptoe into the waters. Because you also have to be sensitive to other people.
Right. And the way I'm thinking of, this is a person who had screwed me over in the past. So I have the right to come back at them. But I'm so like averse to that I just kind of like live my life and let them find out.
I think the best advice is just to live your life. And you know what? I bet you Amy, and we're going to call my mom back in 1 second. Amy says it may be impossible to address how your friend feels internally when good things happen to other people. But you could say to her, I want you to stop sighing and complaining. It's exhausting and rude.
That's not good advice.
Wow, that's terrible
really
advice.
Bad. This is
if someone go on.
This is what you should say. Is like, oh, you could do that. You could do that too. Like, wow,
encouraging.
Yes. Come on, that's really stupid.
You know what I would say actually?
Come on, sorry.
If someone says ugh, and I'd be like, can I just? This is going to be me. Wait, Dan, let's role play for a minute. You be the jealous friend, not of me. Of like, be like, oh my god, did you hear Carl got hired at Google? You know, Dan, I've been. It's really hard for me to go here, and I'm really sorry. I know that you've been through a lot recently, but I just have to tell you something. Like this energy that you're giving off recently, this and the ugging and the ugging and everything else. Truly, and I say this as a friend to you, it's exhausting and it's rude. Okay, so maybe you want to check it a little bit. Hey, how about instead text Carl, congrats. Check your attitude for a minute. Wow. When a friend has something good happen. Now, how would you react if I did that to you?
What a great response. Thank you, friend. You set me straight.
You're welcome. You know what? Thank you for accepting my criticism. That's adult. That's adult. Hey, you know, Dan, if you could see my face, my eyes are little slits. By the way, I'm a great actor. Like, why am I not hired? See, I'm going to next time a friend gets hired on some show. I'm like, have they heard my confrontation voice? I'm good. Anyway, it goes on to say you can offer her the opportunity to have a real conversation about her fears. Oh, God, this is horrible. You're not asking her to pretend to be happy all the time, but you can and should ask her to bring them up directly instead of appending them to passive aggressively insult people.
I think that
it says
sucks.
Here, that's terrible advice.
You can never talk about anybody.
No, literally never talk shit about anyone. Yeah. I've really tried to check myself on talking shit about people, but I have to admit that in the past week, I really fell into a trap. And I have to tell you, I don't have any regrets. It felt good. I know people talk shit about me. I know for a fact that they do. And it's okay. And I always think I chalk it up to like, A, I can be annoying. Let's start there. But B, I mean well, Dan, you know me well enough. I always mean well. And I feel like it's just one of those things where I do sometimes think, well, don't look into my plate. You know what I mean? Yeah.
I will like sort of kid people behind their back, but I don't think, have I ever talked actual shit about anybody to you?
You know what? You really, I don't think you have. I don't do it a lot either. Don't you think? Yeah. I'll complain sometimes. Like I'll bring something up about someone, but it's not like, oh, that dumb bitch. Like, fuck them. It's just like, wow, this is an annoying thing that this person does.
Yeah, like
I don't do it that often.
I don't feel like I even do that. I'll do it if I think it's funny. Like if it's a funny remark, then I'll just say it, and then I'll be like, oh, I didn't really mean that.
Well, there's one person in particular who like lately has really been scratching that itch for me where I'm just like, oh, this is a funny thing to kind of talk about. Yeah. But I also, guys, it's a pandemic. I need it. Let's call Mom back. Right. And then I know we have Ryan O'Connell coming up.
Amy.
Hi, Ma. How are you?
Okay. How are you?
I'm good, Mom. Listen, I don't want to put you on the spot.
But?
You're on the podcast. Dan is here. How are you?
Hi, Dan. I'm okay.
Hi, how are you?
Expecting some deliveries from Costco in public, and it's overcast. And I'm okay. How are you?
I'm great. I love when you get into podcast mode. It always makes me smile. I want to ask you a favor. Do you mind telling, just very quickly, you only have a couple minutes, the story of our relative who came to the apartment and poured the juice back in the carton?
Well, I have to tell you, there is not much to say, and I'm very happy to say, but to tell that it was not my side of the family. I want it out there. It was Michelle's dad's side, grandpa's side of the family. It was a cousin of grandpa from Cleveland, and I invited, and they were kosher, of which I'm not. But anyway, I invited them for brunch. And I only had, lox and cream cheese and bagels, whatever, and it was brunch. So I served the orange juice. And she poured herself a glass. I am not sure, and I'm not going to swear here, I'm not sure if she even sipped it or not.
I thought she sipped. You know what? Interesting. I thought she sipped. Now, it doesn't matter either way.
I'm not sure. I am not swearing on it. That's why I'm not exactly sure. But let's say even if she didn't, you just consider it sipped, and you just don't pour it back into a carton.
By the way, I'm just going to pause it right here and say the episode title is Consider It Sipped. Consider it sipped. It's been sipped. Go on. And she poured it back, and then what happened?
That's exactly right. So she poured it back in, and after they left, I threw the whole thing out. I poured it down their drain, and then I threw it out. Because, you don't notice if somebody is actually, lifting a glass to sip it. I mean, there were other people there, grandma, grandpa, us, maybe you and Lenny and them. Mm-hmm. But I was in shock. Hold on one second. Yeah, I'm on the podcast with Michelle. What is it?
Public broadcast.
Yeah.
The Brussels sprouts, they want to switch to...
Hold on.
I want to hear about the Brussels sprouts.
Yeah.
What happened?
The answer is no. No, I ordered Brussels sprouts, but they want to switch it to asparagus, and the answer is no.
Okay. So go on.
Sorry, people that are listening to this. I know it's very exciting, but I've been quarantined for 10 months. So
but you got vaccinated?
Yeah, the first one. The next one will be at the end of January. But one way or another, you still cannot leave your house.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, true.
Meanwhile, I know so many.
Here.
There are a lot of people going to Miami for a break.
Mm-hmm.
It is, I hate to use a nasty four-letter word. It starts with an S, and the next word is show. And that's what we have here. The numbers are exploding every
Shit
single
show.
day.
Yeah.
And,
What happened to you recently, Mom? What's with you with the cursing? Lately, when my mom sends me a text where she curses, she puts asterisks in it. I never say that right. Asterisks.
I never ever put, because it's not ladylike. I don't want to be like the lady who puts the orange juice back into the cart.
Mom, I'm going to search your text right now. You have 100% used the F word in text with me. Are you kidding me right now? I'm Googling mom fuck. I'm Googling mom fuck right now.
Don't Google it.
I did. You already wrote, I'm starting to warm to Bronwyn a little. I think she has a fucked up. Oh, that was me. Wait a minute. See all. You're not being framed. But lately, this is a woman who literally, I grew up with the filthiest mouth ever. And lately, it's F***CK.
It's one thing to say it and then one thing to write it.
Dad once texted me, after Dad cursed, I had texted you a picture back May 3rd of 2018 of me and Carol Burnett. And Dad wrote, Mom is driving and shitting at the same time. That was what Dad wrote.
Okay, it's Debbie. It's not me.
Yeah. All right. Well, Mom, you've been so helpful. Listen, good luck with the Brussels sprouts.
Listen, this is your punishment for calling me. I'm not good like you. I'm very...
No. We have a guest coming. That's why I'm hanging up. But thank you for admitting.
Okay, have a wonderful day.
Wait, Mom, I have another question. Quick. 10 seconds or less, 60 seconds or less. How do you deal if you have a friend who's jealous of other people and maybe even you? And I know that you have, right? How do you tend to deal with that person? Do you say something to them? Do you cut them off? Do you deal with it? Do you talk behind their back?
Before I cut them off, I try to give them as little information as possible because you don't want an evil eye shining back on you.
That's right.
So that's what I do. I give very, very little information. And if something actually, seeps out, you do poi. Basically,
That's it.
They move on.
You do a poi, poi, poi. We read an advice column where the woman said that what you really should do is sit down with your friend and go, your behavior recently has been exhausting.
I have to tell you, if it comes to that, I usually close the door on that friend.
That's right. Okay.
That's me.
Well, listen, I don't mean to close the door on you, but we got to go. But I love you.
I love you. Bye, Dan.
Bye.
Bye. He said bye. Bye, Ma. Love you. Bye. Okay. Well, that was fun. Good old mom.
That's
Got a
funny.
good old head on her shoulders. Ghost. Anyway, should I put eyeliner on before we get Ryan in here? I think maybe. I'm sure he's waiting in the room. But Dan, listen, first of all, you can go, if you want to support Dan Acton, and you all should, go buy his mask cases called Mask Motel. You go to maskmotel.com. You can follow him at Dan_Acton. My favorite thing ever is when I get DMs going, wow, Dan's hot. Like, so shocked. I'm like, yeah. I get mad. I'm like, yeah, he's hot. Like, why wouldn't you think so? And then, of course, me. Meanwhile, no one ever DMs me being like, wow, you're hot. Has anyone ever DM'd you, been like, wow, Michelle's hot?
That's
Never.
all the time. I'll send you.
Anyway, you can follow me on Instagram at Mishcall. And that's it. But we have my friend Ryan O'Connell with us. Very excited. And here he is. Oh my God, what a delightful addition to today's fabulous show. My guest, it's been such a long time coming having you here, Ryan.
I know, it feels meant to be. I'm ready.
I'm so ready. This is just someone who, really, when I lived in LA, someone who truly eased me into Los Angeles culture. He's brilliant, so funny, a writer, an actor. You can follow him on Instagram at Ryan O'Con. You're not on Twitter. Is that true?
I'm not. Isn't that a power move?
It is a power move. Do you miss it? You don't have like a fake Twitter even?
No, I just thought there's like much more interesting ways for me to feel bad about myself. Do you know what I mean?
Well, forget about it, please. Why don't we let's pull up my Seamless order history and let me read that out loud. But Ryan also is just an incredible person because he has a Netflix show. That's all it takes these days to be incredible.
Yeah. Oh, thank you.
You're so welcome. It's called Special. Ryan, you have 96% on Rotten Tomatoes for this. Did you know that?
You can't criticize the gay disabled show. You would go to jail. You know what I mean? We're kind of woke proof.
I was going to say the 4%. Should we read the bad reviews and see who the fuck these people
ableist. Yeah, I'm like, ableist assholes.
I actually am curious. Don't kill me. I'm not going to read what they say.
Go ahead.
That's fine. Watch the show. It's phenomenal. And, oh God, I'm getting ads for the new Dakota Johnson movie. Okay, that's exciting. Season 1. When is season 2 coming out?
It's coming out in a few months.
It's very exciting.
I know. It's only a 2-year gap, LOL, between seasons. But,
It's
plan, God laughs.
I think it's very Larry David of you to wait that long. It actually,
thank you.
I think it's chic to be like, look, we're taking some years off. I got to figure things out. And then we're going to come back and be phenomenal.
Totally.
Was it hard to get back into the swing of like making TV?
It was, because it was, I'd been home for like months and months just doing like my Hillary Clinton walk through the woods, every day. And that was it. That was it. And so it was really hard to go from that to 80 strangers in like gas masks, like doing my makeup and like having to be a person. But it was crazy because we shot back in October when the cases in LA were so mild and now they're very wild. So I'm almost like, God, were we ever so young? Like I had it so good, I didn't even realize it.
I feel that way too. I just got back to New York a week ago. I tested negative twice, so I'm not carrying that strain. I think I do have a strain of something, but it's not that. But no, I'm kidding. I feel great. It's a joke. No.
My tooth just like falls out.
That's what happens to me. I have this lip pimple that came in like 4 days ago. Do you see it? I'm on the Zoom. I've like blurred my Zoom, but it's killing me. But it's not. I don't have the herp. It's just ugly.
Wait. Oh my God. Speaking of like mouth problems,
Go on.
I have a canker sore. I know. All the viewers just turn off. No, it's like.
Hello.
Have you had one before? They are so psychotically painful. It's like almost comical.
You know what I sometimes get? I'll sometimes get like a little something in the mouth. Rarely though, like a little bump, and then the next day it's gone. It's not. I'm herpes free, thank God for that. But was yours inside like an open sore?
Honey, mine's inside. Yeah, it's a canker sore. So like, I got it because I bit the inside of my mouth when I was chewing, because I'm truly a monster and like can't wait. You know what I mean? I'm like truly like the Cookie Monster.
That happens to everybody. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, it's not good. So then I knew when I bit, I was like, something's not right. And then sure enough, here I am with a fucking painful canker sore, like barely able to eat anything.
Oh my God. I'd rather have a canker sore than cankles, but I will add that I have a cankle sore. I have a sore right in the center of my cankle. It's killing me.
Cankle comedy. Cankle sore, canker comedy. LOL. You heard it first.
I'm a canker. I literally am a cankered everyone I know. I don't even know what I'm trying to say. The point is, kinky humor, Kinky Brewster. No, I was going to say that, it's like the devil you don't know thing, where here in New York, obviously we were in full lockdown, like May. I feel like we're the only city that is actually taking it, like, who believes in science, at least in this country.
Yes.
So it's nice because things are still open here. I haven't been anywhere because I've just been home basically, but today's the day. This is my baby's day out. The second this podcast is over, I'm like putting my rollerblades on. I'm going straight to Westchester. You know me.
Wait, have you become a blader?
No.
But just spiritually.
Spiritually, my feet, sometimes if I'm walking really fast, I pretend I'm Apollo Anton Ono, and I feel like I'm speed skating sometimes.
Yeah, I love that, to the outlets.
Yeah, basically. But yeah, I don't know. I came back and it's the same kind of feeling too, where I'm just like, wow, things feel almost okay here. And I have a feeling in a month, because coming from London where everything was shut down.
Right.
But they're also, I mean, God bless them, and I love them, but they're like idiots there, Ryan.
Really? Like, what was the vibe?
I think Tracy, correct me if I think I told the story last week, but I went to Marks and Spencer because it was the only store that was open. Basically, it had food and sweaters. Yeah. And this woman got near me, young blonde girl with no mask. And I went, I'm so sorry. Do you mind? I realized you have to ask it in a kind way instead of being like, put your mask on, like New York. You have to go, my lungs are Swiss cheese. Do you mind for me putting your mask on? And she went, well, are you the police? Are you the police? Oh, yeah, okay. I'm not putting it on, so whatever. And I went, okay, well, there are people dying. And she went, yeah, I don't care. And I turned to my girl and I went, okay, she, like, screaming. I'm out of my mind, Jew, like, foaming at the mouth rabbit. I was like, she doesn't care about people dying. And that was it. But just no one, it was scary. When I left, I was kind of grateful to go because wouldn't you think the English would be on top of it? But they don't give, that's why Brexit happened, honestly.
I find it comforting that people are idiots elsewhere. Like, it's horrible, but I find it soothing that we're not the only, like, goof troop country.
Yeah, goof troop. You know what I mean? I love the goof troop. I am Goofy. I'm Lady Goofy. What was his girlfriend's name? Like Petunia? I feel like that is
I don't know. I watched a Goofy movie, which was like a nadir during my quarantine viewing. I was like, well, honey, let's go dumpster diving for content. Let's see what we can come up with. And like Jonathan, with like his soul left his body, he was like, why are you making me watch this? And I was like, I honestly have no idea. I've lost the plot.
There's been a moment like that for everyone where... Do you think that was your bottom? I'm trying to think of what mine was.
I've had a lot of bottoms. I've had like a lot. I mean, I'm like truly like grasping at Coke straws for like, I feel like I've watched everything. I'm like, revisiting Bravo shows. I'm like,
that's when
it's
it gets
not
dark.
Good.
Yeah. When you revisit.
Well, I feel like with Bravo, like there's certain content that I like wouldn't let myself go to like emotionally because I thought I was better than that. And the quarantine has proved that I'm not. And that, I've gone places emotionally, physically, and spiritually that I thought I would never go.
Give me an example of one of those shows, because I'm like that as well.
Below Deck Med. I'm there now.
Okay.
But by the way, I love it. I honestly am like, Below Deck is quietly, I think, probably one of the best Bravo shows.
It's hands down the best Bravo show. And it's... I actually am shocked to hear you say that because I was thinking you were going to say it like a real, like Southern Charm. Like, I don't watch Southern Charm.
Well, okay, I do Southern Charm, and I will say this season has been an exercise in self-harm. I'm emotionally cutting like the whole time. It's not good. It's actually truly horrible, and it needs to just go away.
I agree.
It's really bad. Did you watch Southern Charm before or never?
I watched one season of it, and I remember like being attracted to Shep, I think is his name.
Sure, I know.
Whatever.
Well, when you're attracted to Shep, you know that you need to go to therapy for
I stopped watching.
Years.
First of all, tell me something I don't know. Second of all, I literally was like, I can't watch this show. Like, I can't watch guys in pink polos and khakis and golf gloves hang out with each other. It just was My Barnard education would not allow me to continue.
Yeah, the misogyny is like in HD. Yeah.
That's
you
hilarious.
Can't hide it. Yeah. It's just like not good.
Below Deck are you watching this season of Below Deck, regular plain Below Deck?
Of course. Oh my God, are you kidding?
Talk to me.
Rachel?
Okay.
Okay.
By the way, I'm so grateful for you. Can I just say something before we go on? I actually really miss you. And like, this is connecting me back to you in a way that I needed. And so I want the listener to know that. Okay. Rachel, the chef tell people about Rachel, Ryan.
Well, Rachel, so first of all, I know, having watched Below Deck for all the seasons, that, chefs are a personality. They're a little kooky, they're a little mercurial, they're a little up and down and all around. And Rachel fits that bill to a T, honey. You never know what you're going to get. It's Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. And she has gone off the rails, I would say, in the last few episodes. You
know how I know that she truly lost it? Forget the behavior, which we're going to get to the drunken antics from this week. The fact that the girls on that show always look cute. Frankly, everyone always dresses cute. Like when they go out to their once a week. I mean, they're basically slaves. It's Amistad with white people. Like they're on this boat. They are miserable. They're treated like garbage by the people who come on the guests or whatever who come on. But then one night a week, they get to let loose, hook up, have sex with each other, be dumb.
Blackout.
Blackout, get drunk. And most of them are hot. So that's exciting. It's fun to watch. And although it's funny because they really are all white. Like they rarely have non-white people working. It's funny. I just thought of that.
Yeah, very rarely. And then also I've noticed that sometimes a non-hot person will sneak into the cast. I'm like, oh, they're actually it's been a busy season. They couldn't get someone. Do you know what I mean? Because I think sometimes they just hire them because they're good looking rather than talented.
Oh, always.
But when a non-hot person sneaks in, you're like, oh, they're actually just good at their job and they need someone to run the ship.
Well, yeah, I mean, I actually don't know any of their names other than Rachel and Eddie, the bosun, I think. But how I knew Rachel was fucked up, Ryan, was that she kept wearing that same wrinkled white shitty tunic every time they went out. It almost was and they all look cute. They all get dresses on. She can wear whatever she wants, but it's that same wrinkled white linen tunic. I'm like, oh, she doesn't care about the cameras.
Nope.
She's there to make some money. She wants to get back to her Italian boyfriend, who let's also unpack that for a minute. And she got so wasted this week. Now,
she got wasted on their day off.
That's right.
They usually, each season, they have, Captain Lee's like, okay, guys, you've deserved it. Go to, some random resort and, get blackout wasted during the day.
Yeah.
And they're like, yes! That's, their utopia.
I mean, it would be mine as well. It seems fun. I feel you know what I wouldn't like about doing it? The beds, where they sleep, are too tiny for me.
Oh, are you kidding me? Or when one of them gets sick. I mean, first of all, I feel Corona has made me triggered by any kind of sickness on screen. But the fact that being sick in that little cubby hole, oh my God, bone chilling. My teeth are chattering.
That girl, I don't know her name, the skinny one. She had a cold, and they were oh, put her in the guest room. I'm thinking, what? Are they gonna disinfect it before the next guest? I didn't understand that at all.
I can't. No. The logic, that was pre-Corona logic. We would never do that now.
You have a point. But anyway, Rachel got so drunk, and it's not the first time it's happened, that it was painful for me to watch. Because I actually like her. She's an extremely talented chef, probably one of the best they've ever had in the kitchen. Doesn't complain. She does her job, puts out delicious food, keeps everybody happy. But she has a look in her eyes that is abnormal. When you look at her, she's nuts.
Yeah, she's a daemon. The daemon comes out when she's drinking.
Yeah,
you
the
know
male
what I mean?
daemon. Yes.
The daemon. No, and it's she got drunk before and she quit, which I was obsessed with. She just saw a preference sheet and she goes eat my cooter, fuck you.
Oh my God, when she said eat my cooter a couple times,
she loves it.
The podcast didn't cut out. I'm processing it. It's just so. When she kept saying to Captain Lee, who I've met, lovely guy, eat my cooter, I'm going, what kind of, that's backwoods to a point. That's Appalachian to a level that I don't know what part of the country that's from.
It's very Winter's Bone. But also have you, wait, so also rewind, you've met Captain Lee? Because, I have a huge crush on him. I mean, my taste really runs I'm looking for someone who puts the hoe in hospice. So I'm really Captain Lee hits all my buttons. I'm you have 5 years to live. Come cuddle me.
Captain Lee couldn't be a lovelier man. I've actually met him and his wife, not to cockblock you, but I think you've got a shot. is what I'd like to say. Lovely lady. He's wonderful. You know, he comes on, he's very matter of fact. I've also met Captain Sandy with her girlfriend, came on my show.
Oh, well, who I just have met because I'm on season 2 of Below Deck Med, and she's. I just
actually
started.
Genuinely nearly fainted that you were going to be on an episode of Below Deck Med, and I'm like, Ryan, that you buried the lead here. Oh, you just met her on TV as a viewer. Okay,
yes.
Go on.
Yeah. And I would say this is just preliminary. I've only on like episode 4 of season 2, so she's new to me. And I will say her captain's style is different than what I'm used to. She's very much up in the grill. She's very like, I'm not a regular mom, I'm a cool mom. You know what I mean? And that's really her steez. And I'm just not used to it because like Captain Lee is hands off.
I used to love Captain Sandy and Captain Lee. And I'm just going to tell you right now, I'm not going to spoil anything because I actually think Below Deck Med is a better show than regular Below Deck. You'll see that eventually. But this past season with Hannah, I don't know if Hannah's on season 2. Is she? Probably not.
I think she is.
Is she?
Yeah.
This past season, Sandy really fell down a couple of rungs for me. She became very cliquey with like the wrong people. She became very unprofessional. I don't know what it is. Maybe I think that working with Bravo rots your brain, not in a bad way. I'm dying for it to happen to me. But I just feel like after so many seasons of television, maybe she forgot, like, I'm actually supposed to captain this ship.
She doesn't want to do that. She wants to kiki. She wants to have fun. She wants to live, laugh, love, and not steer. You know what I mean?
That's exactly right. I know that you're also watching, did you watch OC this season or no?
Oh, yeah. So OC is historically hard for me. I will always go there because, again, I have my own issues and I'm an addict and I need a hit. But OC is relentlessly bleak. I mean, no lulls. Like, I go to, like New York to me is lull. This season, New York was much more like OC to me, where it was so dark that I was truly like blackout curtains a little bit.
Yeah.
But OC to me is like, wow, these women are all living these dark lives. And then Corona, although I will say I am loving Elizabeth, and I want to be okay with saying this, that she gives me such intense lesbian vibes.
Yeah.
Like when she talked about the turn radius of that car, I was like, okay, she's
what
literally
about the
in Montecito
boyfriend
with Ellen. Oh, I know. The boyfriend.
No. Elizabeth, let me tell you this. I hear where you're coming from. It's interesting that it would be Bronwyn the one coming out. You know what I mean? And like,
oh, I know.
Let them live their lives and be happy with whatever they do in their lives. But I just can't stand Elizabeth having nothing to do with her energy.
Trauma.
And her trauma.
Her energy. Yeah.
No, because her energy does read as very Barnard grad. I can say that.
Right.
I can say
Greta
that.
Gerwig, are you on the phone?
Sorry, we have Greta here. Now, Greta. Hey, Greta, you watch OC. No, but it's true. I know where you're coming from with her because she has like real softball energy. I'll put it that way.
Yes.
And whatever that means. I just can't stomach her. I don't think she adds anything to the show. And whether it's because there are walls up, and obviously she had trauma, we just learned, and
yes.
That's a horrible thing. Her mom, the whole thing, what's eating Gilbert Grape, not interested. There's so much trauma on television that to bring this girl in who I'm not even on her side, like doesn't offer me anything in intelligence, in glamour,
right.
Terrible taste.
Yes, she does have questionable taste.
It's like
I will
Sutton.
say that.
It's like Sutton. Yeah. Why the fuck did they bring Sutton in? Sutton was waste of space to me.
Well, Sutton to me had the most insane arc I've ever seen of a housewife, where she came in ready to work for her paycheck. She came in guns blazing, being like, I'm going to start some shit. I'm going to ruffle some feathers. And then something happened between like episodes 2 and 3 where she like fully understood what she was doing. Yeah. And then she truly became like a haunted house. Yeah. Like, I don't know, like truly like the spirit left her body. And then she just truly like became full blown, like teeth chattering. Like, what am I doing here? She like shrank away and just became like a corn husk of a human.
It
like,
was
truly
weird. It was weird that one episode where she opened her mouth and bats flew out. I didn't expect that either. But when it happened, I thought, that makes sense, honestly.
Although her saying, let the mouse go to Dorit was truly iconic. I love that.
I don't think they should bring her back. No. I'm so exhausted with some of these women. If I never looked at Shannon Bedore and her hot as shit boyfriend, explain that to me, P.S. Again,
Well, I think he's kind of a gigolo. I mean, not like literally, but I think there's something's going on there.
He's in it for the money. I mean, it's a horrible thing to say, but there's no other explanation as to why he puts up with her. And
you mean it's not Shannon Bedore's like knee-slapping sense of humor and physical comedy? I hate when these women try to like literally cosplay as like Lucille Ball, like literally be like, and it's like, honey, stop it. We're not at the Laugh Factory. Like, put it to bed. You know what I mean?
They are. Kelly Dodd to me is so toxic also that, and the whole conservative thing with her. And just really the truth is that you see that she really is dumb and confident. And you go, wow, that's like the entire Trump. It's like all of MAGA in this one woman where she's so confident that she's more powerful than the virus. She's more powerful than any of your insults or criticisms. You know, she just puts her little Bruno Mars fedora on and, you know, goes with her guy, Rick, whatever. She's so... I cannot stomach Kelly. I agree with you that I don't enjoy watching it. I watched the finale yesterday. And actually, funny enough, towards the end, I started to like Bronwyn. Only towards the end.
I like Bronwyn. Yeah. I really do, but I flip-flop because I feel like there's a lot of stuff that we don't see because it's like, I feel like there's a little... She's a little bit aware of her image, and I think that she's like I don't know. It's weird. I feel like I'm not getting the full story with her because I like her because she's really honest and she owns her shit. Like she's like, I'm an alcoholic. Like my husband and I are going through like problems. I think it's such a nice contrast to like the denial that the other women live in. But I also just like don't necessarily fully trust. You know what I mean?
I completely agree. I mean, no one dislikes her more than my mom, by the way. I called her earlier. I should just call her. My mom cannot stomach Bronwyn, but watching her fight with them about being liberal yesterday, I was like, I have to like her because she's the only person there who, you know, has half a brain cooking in there. I hate to say it.
I know. They're all like the stupids. But, oh my God, my favorite moment was when Shannon called her daughters when they were in quarantine and to tell them that she had the coronavirus, and her daughter literally couldn't get up from her phone. She was just like texting and she was like, that's so sad. And they literally didn't give a shit. They were like, Mom, like chill out. And she's like, no, you don't understand. And she's like, Mom, come on.
Well, because it's the boy who cried wolf. She always has some shit going on. So I actually like her daughters. They're like what I wish I looked like when I was their age. I look at them like
they're like the Lisbon sisters. They're literally like Lux Lisbon from the Virgin Suicides. Like literally, you're like, okay, you're stunning.
Like stunning model kids. Well, Simon was. I mean, listen, Shannon's pretty. Simon was hot. Simon was his name? No.
Oh wait, Simon was Tamara's ex.
What's this guy's name?
David
Bedore. David was hot. Say what you will.
I want to fuck David. I mean, honey, again, I'm not proud of the things that I have done and I have felt. Like I want to fuck David Bedore. Sorry.
No, by the way, true. Can I say something? David Nada. That's going to be his new last name. Because obviously you do. He was, and frankly, Simon was hot too, but Simon had like Armie Hammer energy a little bit. I feel like Simon would want to like eat my beating live heart while I'm like choking to death. Whereas like David would do it too, but like so sweetly. I'd be like, baby, as like he's cutting me open. I'd be like, you're being crazy right now.
You like wouldn't know because you'd just be like, he'd be like making sweet love and it would feel really good until you realized you were missing a kidney and you're like, babe, hello.
We need like bathtub full of ice. I'm like, my baby is so crazy. I wake up.
I like the bad boys. What can I say? I was like, my heart's ripped from it.
My body is literally stuffed into sausage casings hung over a rope. And I'm like, I'm so in love. As like my eyes are blinking in separate sausages. Also, let's talk Salt Lake City. And then I do want to bring up Armie with you because I do know that you're going to we have so much to get to. I wanted to talk about gays over COVID with you. I have a lot to talk about. We have a lot.
Yeah.
Quickly with Salt Lake City, I have an unpopular opinion.
Okay, go ahead.
Now, I was going to say earlier that one of my hopes for Bravo is that they stop casting alcoholics. Like, I'm just over it.
Impossible, though, babe, because that's what keeps the train moving. The train moves on alcoholism.
Does it,
like,
though?
That's just what, you know what I mean?
Like Leah and everybody and Dorinda and Luann. It's just Sonia. It's like...
I mean, well, New York this season was like, to me, the nadir of that whole operation. And I'm a Roni bitch from hell. I love them. I'm ride or die. But it truly was becoming an episode of August Osage County. Do you know what I mean? It was like, this is not...
do you know what I mean? They should do the Real Housewives of Osage County.
Yeah.
Think about it.
Yeah. It was
Uh-huh.
just like, it was like, okay, honey, like you guys just need to go to rehab. Like, it's like you're just like with your drunk aunts and it's getting dark. You know what I mean?
It got too dark for me. And I've met pretty much all of them except for Leah. I've met every one of them.
Dorinda is obsessed with you. I mean, I'm sorry, I don't mean to be like a lurker, but you know, I see she hits you up. She wanted to introduce you to her friends in London. I'm sorry, am I blowing up your spot?
Not even remotely. I saw Dorinda at a distance outdoor. This was when was this? Over the summer, outdoor only.
Okay.
I went to Bluestone Manor, and because
gorgeous.
you didn't know that? Oh yeah, I went.
No,
I didn't take any pictures because, you know, it just wasn't the time to do that. And also, I'm not like a star fucker like that.
No, oh my God. Bluestone Manor, my wires got crossed. I do know that you went there because you talked about it on the pod. I thought my brain went like, what is that place called? Like Bluestone Hill Farms in upstate New York?
Yeah. No, they wouldn't let me go there. That's like the most expensive restaurant in all of America. Yeah, no. What is that place? That's how non-foodie I am. I'm like, what's that place called?
My friend got married there, and it was honestly the chicest thing I've ever experienced in my entire life. It was insane.
Was it a wealthy friend? Had to be.
Yeah. Oh, honey. Yeah, of course. It's not the Boxcar Children over there. Are you kidding me? It's like, yeah, you're not. It's like $1 million, I'm sure. Okay, but you went to the manor in the Berkshires.
No, I went to the manor. Dorinda's always been nice to me. I like her. She's very sweet.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, you know, you can't really lock Dorinda down. Like, I tried to actually get her to do the podcast. That's just not going to happen.
You should have Hannah on. Her daughter.
I met Hannah. Hannah's lovely, by the way. She's very sweet. Another one who's like supermodel. I like. She was outside.
She is, but she's like serving like Cruel Intentions meets Bret Easton Ellis realness. Do you know what I mean? Like,
so is Luann's daughter, though. Luann's daughter has
Victoria!
that too. Yes.
Victoria! I like. By the way, I feel like I just like that's a curse. Like you said Victoria 3 times in the mirror. Oh my God. LOL. Scary.
No, we can't say that because I'm one of the friends on Countess and Friends. We can't say that.
Oh my God. Sorry.
But we don't have to edit it out because I didn't say it. But Ryan O'Connell, I've never met Victoria. I'm sure she's lovely. But wait, I want to talk quickly Salt Lake City. Then we're going to talk Armie Hammer. Salt Lake City, what I was going to say controversially is that when it started, for me, it was like getting like the Pulp Fiction needle to the heart. I was like, this has the potential to be the best city season. Everybody was killing it.
Yep.
And Ryan, maybe I'm speaking out of turn. I don't want to make enemies here.
Sure.
But now I watched this week's episode and I'm like falling a little flat with it. And I can't decide. I think I've decided that it feels very produced, like so produced. And honestly, I don't like Jen. I really liked Jen when it started. And now I'm like over Jen. I can't even look at her face really. It's just, I'm like, oh, am I burning out so quickly? It just started. I love Heather. Love
She's amazing.
Whitney, I like a lot.
Yeah.
You
Michelle,
know,
that is the correct take. That is the correct take because I was so there where I was like, I was locked in because, you know, every Real Housewives franchise, it takes a while to find its sea legs. And so you know that as a viewer, you're like, okay, I'm committing to you. I'm giving you my time and energy. And I know that by like the middle of season 1, you're going to really take off and everything's going to gel. Salt Lake City to me was the opposite. Salt Lake City was like first episode, I was like locked and loaded. Let's party. I'm addicted to you. Let's get married, etc., etc. And I agree that it's dropped off a little bit. And I think it's because their friendships are not organic. They're very produced. Like you can tell that they're not in each other's lives in a real way. So in order to get them all together, it feels so manufactured.
Yes.
I mean, even more so. I mean, all this shit's manufactured. Like those trips, those vacations they take, like who gives a shit? We know that's not real. We don't care. We suspend disbelief because we want the vacation drama.
Right.
But it's like, but this is like, you guys don't talk at all. Like there's just you're not in each other's life whatsoever. And then when Whitney had to like go confront Jen at the party, that was so clearly like the producers being like, honey, you got to do your job. You got to do this is part of it. You got to go confront these women. And she was like, okay. Like,
she looked like Thumper. She had Thumper vibes. She like walked over and then Heather was there poking it. The whole thing felt, you know what I realized? Heather's the best one on the show. But you know what I realized about it? That like for the past three weeks, I want to say, I haven't seen the last 20 minutes. Like I somehow fall asleep or I just like forget. And then I don't even know that. And I start the next week and I'm going, wait, there was a fight? Like I don't even realize that I haven't watched the rest.
It's also, I would say, a little low-key unsettling. Now, all the housewives, there's a certain element of ghoulishness and like creepiness. You know what I mean? Because you just have to be a little bit off to be on the show.
That's right.
But I think it's the double marriage of Mormonism and being a housewife that takes it to a level of ickiness that is a little uncomfortable. Like it all feels like slightly off-brand housewives. Like it's like you know what I mean? It's like the Kirkland brand.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
And you're like, okay, like Meredith is creepy. She's spooky. Like she just is.
I actually agree. And you know what? You're the first person brave enough to say that. And
is that bad to say? Is that an unpopular opinion? Like,
well, I think
creepy.
it is. I find her beautiful. So like you look at her and you're like, wow, she's like stunningly beautiful, skinny, blah, blah, blah. I cannot stomach her son. I'm sorry. I don't find any room in my life for him.
He's angling, honey. He wants to be a housewife. I mean, he's there doing his job, essentially.
I guess, but also it's oh God, I just know people like him and they're not for me. And that's okay.
Yeah.
You know, people who've grown up with money like that, who just feel above everything and everyone and don't open themselves up to new experiences or arts or education or anything. They just
also Brooks and Meredith are literally Savage Grace the sequel.
Is that where mother and son sleep together? I don't know about it.
Yeah,
I would have gotten with Spanking the Monkey. Yeah. That's my reference point for mother son.
We all have our incest touchstones.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Flowers in the Attic, that was sister brother.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
Doesn't
Savage
count.
Grace was Julianne Moore and her gay son, and they have sex.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
It's disgusting.
Yeah, it's hideous. I mean, it's not the one. I saw it with my mom.
No.
I couldn't. Yeah, I didn't know what it was really about, and so anyway, it was a moment.
I can't believe that I never heard of this movie or that no one's ever told me you saw it with your mom. That should be like that should be in the Netflix promo materials.
It should be in the wiki page.
On the icky page, Wikipedia. Thank you. So, okay, enough about that. And I know because we have a part 2 to get to, but I want to just also ask you quickly, Ryan.
Yes.
And I've told everyone that we've recorded this like days before it's released. So my joke is that there's going to be like a government overthrow Monday, and we're not having brought it up once. I do want to talk a bit about the Armie Hammer stuff because it just is juicy. And, to show you how vanilla I am in my sex life, I didn't know what CNC stood for.
I don't know what that means either.
Okay, we're both so fucking sweet. It's crazy.
Yeah. Oh my God.
It means and by the way, trigger warning here, even though I know that that's extremely woke to say, you never know. I don't want to upset anybody. I'm like trigger warning and I spoil the end of The Sopranos. I'm like, the screen cuts to black. So, no, it means consensual, non-consensual. So basically like rape fantasies, which I didn't, I just have never heard. I thought, CNC Music Factory. Things that make you go, no. Things that make you go, please don't. So dumb.
I'm addicted.
No, but long story short, did you follow that girl on Instagram? I followed her when she was private, House of Effie, and I read all the DMs. She seems I feel bad for her because she seems herself a bit lost. And it's like sad that she's kind of going through all this media scrutiny right now because she, I think, has some issues. And is crying a lot, and I feel for her. But have you dug into this? Because I really have.
I haven't dug into it that much. I know that he sent these DMs saying, like, I want to cut off your toe. I want to, like, own you, XOXO. And that's all I got, because I just saw it very briefly. And then, but I also know that Armie Hammer's come into fire for his DMs before. Like, hasn't he, like, DM'd women before saying kind of weird shit? I don't know. I feel like it's not the first time at the DM rodeo for him.
The DM rodeo, by the way, just sounds fun. And I wish that I were there right now, just like riding on the back of a huge horse. I don't know what that even means. No, I think he probably has gone in hot water. I don't know how to put it. It just, the thing for me is that he actually did like ignore safe words and things like that. Like the DMs, you know what? You can fantasize in DMs all you want and talk about cannibalism and eating. He wants to eat people. He said publicly in interviews that he his favorite movie is RHOC, which I couldn't sit through, by the way. I tried to watch it. I was like, no.
I swear, honey, it's that rich people. He comes from one of the richest families in LA. I swear to God, there's no way he's okay. You know what I mean?
He's rich, he's 6'5", he's hot as shit, he's famous. It's
of course he's into cannibalism.
It would either be that or like scat porn. Like it's all, they have to push the limits because in order
to get their rocks off.
That's right.
Yep. Totally. Yep. Yeah.
Thank
sad.
God I'm none of those things, because it takes so little for me.
Thank God I'm not rich enough to need cannibalism to get off.
Yeah, you know what? Let's meditate on that at the end of this part 1. If you are someone who doesn't get off on cannibalism, hey, good for you. It means you didn't grow up with a lot, and we respect you for it.
Exactly. It means your credit score is not great.
Yeah. Let me call it means I'm thinking of the word FICO. I don't know. My brain just shut down because there's 400 pigeons across the air shaft all listening. And by the way, they're loving it. So why don't we go? We're going to go. We'll be back on Thursday with part 2. I'm here with Ryan O'Connell. If you haven't watched Special, his series on Netflix, first of all, you have no excuse because they're such short episodes and they're all so funny that you should sit and watch. He stars in them, writes it. He's hilarious. Jessica Hecht, who we love, is in it. And also, follow Ryan on Instagram at, what's your Instagram, Ryan?
Ryan Ocon.
Ryan Ocon, it's right here. Also buy his book called I'm Special, it's what the show is based on. And we're going to be back. We're also going to talk about Mary-Kate's divorce at some point. I'm curious.
Oh my God, my heroine. The bomb that we all needed as a society.
Part 2. We'll see you then.
Forever Dog.
This has been a Forever Dog production. Midnight Snack with Michelle Collins is executive produced by Brett Boehm, Joe Cilio, and Alex Ramsey. Produced by Tracy Soren. Original theme music by Gabe Lopez. Cover art by Ben Wiseman. To listen to this podcast ad-free, sign up for Forever Dog Plus at foreverdogpodcasts.com/plus. Check out video clips of our podcasts on YouTube at youtube.com/foreverdogteam. And make sure to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Forever Dog Team to keep up with all the latest Forever Dog news. News.